You go dying on me.
What is her name?
We are going live here in a second.
You got to kill the sound from the movie?
Yeah, I'll kill the sound.
I mean, Pops will go ahead and just fill it in for us anyway.
Yeah, I got that.
Well, I was waiting till Vegas, but salute.
Salute.
I was gonna wait till Vegas.
But
Okay.
This is Vegas. It's Vegas Eve.
Oh, I killed the showroom.
Here,
Main
this
room.
is on that.
Oh, it's on TV.
Here, I'm gonna mute it so these people.
Already, JD Mars.
where you at?
All right, now they can hear us.
Dude.
Oh,
Remember
we
Portal.
got a minute 17. Biz, would you mind making it super smoky in here and killing the air purifier?
Yes, sir.
There will be feedback off of that double loop there. 1 minute.
Do.
Just when I thought you couldn't get any dumber, you go and do something like this.
Our pets' heads are falling off.
All right, let's just pre-warn everybody who's
Yeah.
tuning in audio
There's-
right now.
There'll be a lot of Dumb and Dumber references here.
There's gonna be. It would be like you're watching Dumb and Dumber with us tonight.
Now, if we would have had Jay Scott here, we'd been talking about the NFL playoffs, all that stuff. No, so he wouldn't have been able to concentrate anyway. That's right. He's going to be on next week.
20. Oh
20 what? Seconds?
yeah.
Alrighty. I'm just sharing.
Just share it. You're just seeing anything. Just share
Burke
it.
High School.
5 Burke High School.
Elliot's
4,
37th birthday.
3, 1. Bam. Hang on. Hold the phone.
I'm running.
Welcome to Cigar Talk Live. This is our Tuesday get-together where we go through a bunch of other stuff, and I can't believe you people are hanging with us even though you couldn't hear us for a while.
That was speedy, but do we have audio now? Give us a thumbs up. I saw a love sign. Lost it right after the intro. Well, that's good because the intro was a little rough.
It was rough, but I think the second time around... Oh, but they need to hear the glasses clinking together. Cheers to all of you.
They need to hear that Bizzy said he can do this still, Austin.
We're
This
Straight
right here, yeah,
This is all right.
This is cool.
still Austin. This is
Johnny
The musician.
Goodner is the one that told us to get on that.
JG.
yeah.
That's
Johnny
my
Goodman.
guy.
knows
Jay
his
Goodman.
stuff. We've got Yvonne in. We have Rodney Smith in. We've got Sam is in.
Good. Well, what we'll do is the part where we were muted, we'll go back and just let you guys know that we are Industrial Cigars. We are here in Frisco, Texas. It's Tuesday Night Live. We are simulating.
And the adult human part. That was a good
Yeah, I'll
part.
get that. That was really probably the best part of the show so
That was
far.
important.
So here at Industrial Cigars on Tuesday night, we do old movie night. And this week's show is Dumb and Dumber. And what you missed when we were muted was we met a human that's over 40, that's lived in America her entire life, has never seen it. Her excuse was, I was busy, I had a lot of kids when I was in the 90s, and I didn't have time to watch it.
That
Still
is
not
no
an excuse.
excuse to be a bad
I watched
parent.
it 100 times.
Yeah.
And I don't know where you guys were, but
Well,
you turned out fine.
We were watching it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
learned a
raised
lot.
us right.
You learned a lot. You
Yeah.
learned how to eat peppers.
Wayne Ferguson, exactly right. What?
Yeah,
Oh, I suppose, you know what? The second intro was better than the first one.
it was. The only thing we didn't say is, I'm Pops, this is my kid,
I'm Brandon. And
that's my other kid.
Busy.
Tell the resemblance all day.
That's it.
Yeah, you know what? Our shirts are not close enough. I know we're both wearing a black shirt, but
Otherwise,
if we
I
had the
would've
same
been way
shirt
off.
on,
You couldn't tell the
identical.
difference.
It would no.
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 That's
And yes, we go in public and we say that shit all the time. They're like, huh?
That's it.
People can't take a joke these days. Is what
I
I'm
That
said
is
no
it.
foster care, no adoption. This is what it is. And they're just like, yeah,
What
it
do
is what it is.
What do you got on? Is that a cardigan?
No, this is Champs.
But thanks for asking. Yeah, that's the way you have to put that.
Yeah.
Killer boots, man.
Oh.
So we're going to have a lot of Dumb and Dumber quotes that are going to be flying in as we hit certain parts of the show. This is where Seabass kicks his ass. But so we have a little bit
Soup
of
the day.
What is the soup of the day? It's the soup du jour.
That sounds nice.
I'll have that.
All right.
Don't drop the salt. So we have a lot of people in, and Chris Coltrane. Good day, Frakes. That's new.
Right back to you. This is going to be a struggle. This show, I can tell you. Biz has got his still working eyes on. He was sitting out there doing something productive.
Yeah.
Clearly did not want to do this show, but we pretty much ran out of options.
When you come and say, what you drinking? I'm like, huh? I'll take a Dr. Pepper. No, in the room, showtime. I'm like, oh, laptop closed? That's what that means. You don't have to say much.
What are we drinking on today?
Well, you're drinking on Still Austin.
No, I'm drinking on Grandpa's old cough medicine
That's
here.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
nice.
All right, so you know what? So did you guys have an old school way of treating a cold? I mean, everybody does the hot toddies. Was there some kind of crazy ass ritual that especially Graham? I was raised with my grandmother. Was there something that Grams or Grandpa did that and the shit was like witch doctor-ish that they did to treat a cold, and they swear that it solved everything?
Did Grandma have anything for you?
No, she usually let me suffer through any illness or broken bones.
See,
She let me walk around for 2 days on a broken ankle before they took me into the hospital, before they took me to the doctor. And they felt really bad when he goes, oh, it's broken. But I hopped around. We went and raced some motorcycles, and I broke it. We hopped into Valentino's. We hopped into all these
Put me in the
places.
pump, walk it off.
Yeah, walk it off, and it wasn't.
It's dangling and shit all inside.
It was a compound, but it didn't feel good. So yeah, no, they would just let me play through it. But you know, you always hear about tea and honey and all the other stuff.
My grandmother had something in the pantry that shit was there since the 1900s. And I ain't talking about 70s. I mean, I'm talking about, I don't know what it was. It was crunchy. She had to heat it up, warm it up in a pot. And then they took an old sweatshirt that I think my mom and my uncles had wrapped around them because it smelled like Vicks Vapor Rub all the time. And she mixed this up, put some tea in it, and put this whatever in it. And anything that was inside your body, phlegm, bile, pee, doesn't matter. It came loose, and it was out of there. 2 days later, brand new.
Wow.
Biz, I'm going to be honest. That sounds like crack.
Yeah.
I know.
I think that was.
Well, it was honey
crack.
flavored crack then. 'cause
Ooh,
whatever
well,
it was, it had
eucalyptus.
honey
That's
in it
how they get
and
the
whatever.
kids. That's how they
This-
get the kids.
I was like, man, this is kind
See-
of, but it was kind of painful going down there. It wasn't the best tasting because it was just too much. And then, you know what? I can't say crack because you went through the same withdrawal symptoms when you were sitting in the bed.
You were
with
hoping for a
sweats,
cold.
having flashbacks of somebody else's life. Like,
Grandma, how do I get a cold again? I really want some of that cough syrup.
Man,
No, I'll tell you my secret right now on anything from COVID to a broken ankle is 6 packs of Emergency. I just hammer the shit out of myself.
See, on the other side of things, Pops would give us cold medicine when we didn't have colds and he wanted us to go to sleep.
Dimetap. I bought Dimetap by the gallon.
When the colds came around, the Dimetap wasn't doing much of the helping. We kind of
still put you to sleep.
Still put us to sleep.
But yeah, I started buying it by the gallon at Costco, and it definitely had a handle.
Chris? Also, Chris, I hope you got the email hoping that 11 is good for tomorrow. Give me a thumbs up if that's good. We're hooking up with Chris tomorrow. That is DFW. That's Photobomb.
Oh,
DFW.
Nice.
That's that was that the coolest thing
That was
ever?
the coolest thing ever.
Biz, you weren't here with that 360.
With the 360.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to connecting with you tomorrow. That's going to be a blast. Yeah, but that's a really good question is what are some of those old school remedies? What are some of the old school things that your parents, grandparents did that wouldn't fly today?
We got Vicks Vapor Rub on the chest. That was a good one. Hot toddy with a shot of something in it.
Ale still makes
and you're 4. Drinking straight bourbon.
Hot toddy.
Do I dare? I wonder. I haven't seen my wife come in yet. Honey, are you on?
No.
Okay, good.
You should talk about Albanian.
So my wife is her family is from Albania. She's from Chicago, but her older sister they came over, and very similar to that My Big Fat Greek Wedding where everything was spray Windex on it.
Yeah.
So Begley was sick. Her sister insists on flying in, and just says, "Get me some onions and get me some potatoes." And I'm like, what? Get me onions and get me potatoes. So she takes the onions and potatoes and lets them like sit in vinegar and then got like nylons and slid the onions and the potatoes down inside the nylons and on the bottom of her feet. And she sat there like, I can't believe this is happening to me. And I'm sitting here watching her going, no, it works. It works. So,
you know what they do for earaches?
Spray Windex on it? I don't know.
You remember what they said?
What was the earache one?
Piss on a sock and then put the sock on their head.
I don't remember that.
I hope Begley does get on this because I'm 99% positive they piss on a sock and put it on their ear. So
now there are people in modern day say Vicks Vapor Rub on your feet and put socks on. I've heard that.
Yeah, Ale makes me rub it on the kids when they've got a cough, chest, spine, and feet. I don't know if it's witch doctor stuff or not.
Onions and potatoes.
Onions and potatoes and vinegar shoved in nylons.
Yeah, and then the next day y'all had stew.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, you couldn't get within 10 feet of her, so I know I wasn't going to get sick because I wasn't going to get near her. So,
what are some things that your parents, grandparents did that would not be cool today?
Now this one here, Wayne is throwing out that he had a. Do you remember lava soap?
Yes.
Do you remember lava soap?
Sorry.
So bar of lava.
Drinking
piss.
We are watching Dumb and Dumber right now over the top of the camera.
Lava was made for the manly man. That when you worked on your car all day and you did whatever, you came in and the dude had that deep Sam, whatever his name's voice.
Yeah.
You got you some lava soap. And you scrubbed it into your skin. And lava was like.
So he was saying he got that. That was used to wash the bad words out of his mouth.
Oh damn! That stuff would like take paint off of cars. And you had to chew on that. Lava.
I remember one time. This is a Nick story, but Nick was like 8 and cussed. So I thought, all right, you little bastard. So I go to the refrigerator. And I get a bunch of jalapenos, and I make him pop them in his mouth. And he starts eating them. He's like, these are good. Well, that backfired.
Oh, I remember when I cussed, and I said F you to me, or to you. And
you're still here?
He grabbed me in a force that put my collarbones into my ear canals and pierced my eardrums, and then set me up on top of the counter. And I think I'm probably can't remember much of it because I was concussed.
Shock. Yeah,
I was concussed. I know you washed my mouth out either with a bar of soap or
pump soap.
Oh, it was a pump soap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't good, but I remember that wasn't good to cuss around you, and saying F you was not the right thing to say to you.
You were lucky. I got hit with volume 2 of Encyclopedia Britannica.
Which I think is the F section.
It might be.
Yeah.
My
And one is A through D.
They had just got delivered. That's when old school parents used to buy encyclopedias, and it was just. I think they were just delivered. They were sitting on the table, and I was watching TV, and I said, "Oh, damn it!" And I just remember I looked, and it was like the book was flying. The pages were flapping because when it hit me and I blacked out, I don't remember much else. But just my grandmother was like, and the bad part is I have that habit because my 13-year-old, don't call CPS, y'all, but I ain't gonna lie, my 13-year-old got his ass whooped last night because he lost his brain box. We told him to do something he had to do, and he huffed and he slumped his shoulders and he said, "God." I cleared my entire desk off in my office throwing stuff at him. I did everything, and when I got to the laptop, I stopped because I just bought it, so I put that down. But I think he got hit with a tape dispenser. He definitely got hit with the tax returns because of all that paper was going. Like anything that was on the desk, he got pelted with it because he lost his damn mind. Entitled children. We don't.
You know what? We have a good workaround to that. Andrew got us these Nerf guns that shoot about 300 feet a second.
Mm-hmm. Really?
So CPS just sees Nerf guns, right? It's just Nerf.
They are lethal weapons.
Tools.
Oh no,
they are lethal weapons.
They are serious.
Just no headshots. Keep it all below the chest, and it'll be all fine.
That's exactly right. Aside from, man, there are got to be a lot of things that your parents did that Grandma and Grandpa did to you. Did you have to drive home from Des Moines when you were like 13?
No, that was Junior.
That was me in the Winnebago.
That was him in the Winnebago.
Yeah, okay.
No, I mean we would let one slip out every once in a while, but I think usually it was just the fights when Junior and I would get in fights, and I'll never forget one time we had a fight. We ran out into the front. We're in our underwear, and we run out, and there's at least a foot of snow in the front yard, and we're fighting in the snow. The neighbors over yelling, going, "Take it inside!" So we go back inside. We're fighting in the living room. My mom comes out. I hear the drawer open and close. She comes out, and I felt this thing on my back. Boom! Wooden spoon breaks in half, flying all over the place. She goes in and gets another one. Boom!
There you go.
You little son of a bitches have broken 2 of my spoons. So she got the metal soup ladle and started whooping on us. That's it was just like I'm trying to flip Junior over on top of me so he can start taking some of these blows. But
if you were a kid of the 70s when it was cool to discipline your child with the rod, I remember the key things was the Hot Wheels track, the wooden spoon. I never graduated to extension cord because I think she skipped that and went straight to 12-gauge rifle threatening. So I never had that chance. But just like the Hot Wheels track, I loved Hot Wheels till I was about 9, and I threw all that stuff away. Like, where do cars go? I said, I have no idea, Mom. I don't know where because I got tired of getting hit with it. First of all, it took me a week to put this whole loop-de-loop Hot Wheel, and she comes in like Godzilla and destroys it, rips the long section off, and then I get whooped with it. So it's like, no more Hot Wheels.
I never got hit with the Hot Wheel track, but I bet you it's pretty effective.
It definitely.
The 2 little edges on that.
Yes. Whatever. It's kind of like disciplining your puppy. Stop that. Whatever you were doing, you stopped it instantly.
Yeah.
So Wayne Ferguson here says, "Mom got the belt when the paddle broke.
Good night if
you ain't breaking leather.
You didn't get it. Yeah.
If you didn't get the buckle.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah.
Sam got the fawn skin razor strap.
Now that's
old school.
That's old school. My grandmother had one of them in her purse, and she carried it to church. And she would sit back by the bathroom. If your child would act up during service, she would just do like this. And nobody wanted to go back and see Miss McCain. Like literally, you just hear a kid, in between sermons, you just hear children in the bathroom screaming. They come out trying to suck for air, and they sit their ass down.
Like Eddie Murphy.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
But I thought it was just a mini belt, but it had metal ends on it, and she would hang it up. I didn't realize it was a razor strap to sharpen it.
Oh, that's intense.
Oh my man.
That's next level.
Now this also shows you how far the public school system has come.
We used to get whoopings in school.
In school, I went to Benson West for elementary school, and I remember, because I was usually one of them that got lined up for giving somebody, I'll never forget, I mean, I don't remember hardly anybody's name in school, but I remember Mardell Knight. And Mardell Knight was a bigger girl, and apparently
I wasn't thinking that was a chick.
It was a girl. No, it was a girl. And I grew up in the hood, you know, but
I just thought he played for Nebraska or something. Like that.
She could have played for Nebraska in 5th grade. So we would take verbal shots at her.
Yep.
And I remember we would have to go out in the hallway, me and my buddies, and you'd have to turn around, put your hands on the locker, and they had a paddle, and kabash. Mm-hmm. And you think that could happen?
That's a public school.
Omaha public schools.
Yeah.
You think that could happen today? They'd be the cops. They would call in SWAT and shoot those teachers on their way to their car.
Yeah. Whoa, yeah, different time.
Yeah,
entitlement and kids and all that other stuff, and that's why when people wonder when their kids are acting crazy and what's up, because they have no fear of respect.
Right.
No.
I think fear and respect are the same thing when you're a teenager. I think that it stems from the exact same thing. Mm. Flooded with love, over the top, but that fear needs to be there. I think these kids are just, and I think the world's probably teaching people to act stupid in front of cops and film it. They're thinking that that's a cool thing to do.
Everybody wants their 15 minutes.
They all want their 15 minutes.
Notice how everybody videotapes somebody getting hurt, but nobody actually goes to help.
And that's the first thing a lot of people says. Why aren't you helping them? World star, like, come on, man, like that.
I'm going for hits and views and all the other stuff.
It's definitely a different world.
You know, I think, and you'll, I'm sure we'll be the same way raising your kids. You're probably the same way. Your kids have the McCain last name. Mm-hmm. Do not make my last name look stupid.
Yeah.
That if you could instill
my wife says
the fear of messing up your family's last name, man,
you represent
operate
us when you
on
leave
that.
this house.
Yep.
But even as adults, we kind of carry it. So when I was in radio, my wife would say, you know, when I leave the house, I represent you,
right?
As you should I, and things like that. But that's just, everybody tries to diss the old school way, but people don't understand that common sense is the one thing that people do not practice anymore. Just common sense.
I think that you're exactly right. The common sense, but it's really easy. Just do what's best for the family. I mean, if you ask Alessia will tell you, before we go to sleep every night, she gives my little blessing, little hug and a kiss. And every night, the last thing she says is, familia sobre todo, family overall. That's okay. You're off to go to sleep. You got to just, because those conversations are going to happen.
Yep.
Right? You need to do what's right for the family.
Yep.
And if we can instill it at an early age.
Yeah, work for the Sopranos.
Yeah.
Same result if you don't.
So here's a question, and this is something I've been thinking about, right? So many people who are of my generation, of your generation, say these kids these days. Well, we're the ones that raised them, right? So you have all these people who are so proud of taking their lickings. You're so proud of the old school way, but how many people are actually doing it? Or why is there... It feels like, oh, no, all of us, we're all good. Why are there so many people not doing the things that were so valuable to them as a kid? Where do you think that?
I don't know. Do you think? I mean, I think there's, and I've seen this talked about a lot. And curious what you guys say, because it looks like a lot of great cigar smokers and good people on here have basically had their ass beat the majority of their life. So I think there's something that says that'll keep you on the right path. But I think we're having this conversation the other day, and was talking about parents wanting to become their kids' friends. And I always thought, you know, it's parent first, and have your kids respect your parents, not just take advantage of a friendship.
This is where I disagree with you, because you always told us that we're your best friend, and I always believed that to be true. But it was very clear when you were a parent, when you were being a parent. Mm. It was we were your friends, but we weren't buddies. We were friends, and we had to surround ourselves with the right friends, so that way we brought them in. But it was very clear. I remember many times you saying, you know, you're my best friend.
Yep.
To us, but very clear lines of this. We are not friends right now. You know, and not that I don't know if that we ever crossed that line. But
I see it later on. So being that I have 2 older kids and then we adopted 2 younger kids, and the difference is for me is no, I'm your father. I'm not your friend. I'm not your. I had to tell I'm not your bro. But once your child becomes in his 20s, 30s, then that's when the friendship comes in, because everything you taught them kind of comes full circle, and you guys are also talking about life on a whole nother level. Versus I'm not nurturing you anymore. Now we're experiencing the same things in life.
Yeah, you're now a nurturer.
So just like if I watch you guys are sitting down when we're in conversations and all that, you're speaking on whatever men things. You have your own kids or whatever. So there's nothing else for you. You still can learn. You can still mentor, but now you're on a level of maturity that you are friends. When you're a child, it's my job to teach you in the way that you should go. So the friend thing, no, I'm your dad until you reach the level of you can take the ball and run with it.
it goes to the point of what you said not long ago when I said, I made a joke and said, you haven't even said congratulations for the kids yet. I said, you haven't earned it yet. And I've thought about that every day. I've thought, oh, you're right. I've got many years before I get the point of congratulations on the kids, because they're easy right now.
Yeah, it's the result of what happens over a longer period of time. Because it's like what I used to give Nathan a hard time or Andrew a hard time. You were pretty good at school, but those guys would jack around and come home with what looked like they started to spell my last name several times, and then I would get their ass, and then all of a sudden they come back, and the next thing they're on the freaking honor roll. Well, how come you can do it once, but you can't do it all the time?
So when I did that, I literally effed off until my last semester of my senior year, after 2 years of night school and summer school, because I was a jack off. And when I finally brung home, I was on the honor roll. My grandmother looked at me and said, "So you want me to congratulate you for what you should have been doing in the first place? Get out of here." And she left me standing in the kitchen with this paper. I was just like, but I was 17. I think I stayed there for like 3 hours, just butthurt. Like, I finally did a thing. She said, "You should have been doing that in the first place. If you're gonna stand there and sleep something, do something." Just like old school. Why do I want to congratulate you on you now just giving effort?
Yeah, you're right. Why would you congratulate? Now, I think there is maybe some that's old school that maybe I think we can grow towards, which is, why would I congratulate you on something that I expect of you? I think that's something that you did for us well, is you did congratulate us to show us positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement.
She was just tired that she tried for so long that I needed to learn for myself. And once when I went to the Army and I did all this other stuff, that was like, that's just it. When I grew up, I don't want to paint my grandmother as a tyrant or a Medea. No, like when I became older, that was my best friend. Then the thing she then put on me as an adult blew my mind, but I wasn't ready for it as a kid. But when she told me about how she would literally, my grandmother, church. But that was a kid. As a man, we was at the bar till about 5 o'clock in the morning, and we had our choir robes in the car. Then we went to church. Those are the things she started sharing. Then I realized she wasn't a robot. She was a human being,
right?
And she wasn't perfect. But I can't let you see my imperfections as a parent until you understand how now you're making your mistakes as an adult. She always would tell me, "I've already been where you're trying to go." And I was like, okay. She said, "So anything you try to pull over me, I've already tried it."
Yeah.
So how about I help you go down the right path?
I heard that a lot from grandma. I heard that I know you're lying. I know you're lying. How do you know I'm lying? Because I use the exact same excuse.
Exactly.
Yeah. Leslie is just now starting to learn how to lie.
Yeah.
So you got to correct her. No, thank you for everyone who's joining us. Hit that share button. This is Tuesday Cigar Talk Live. I want to hear what you guys want to hear about.
JD is talking about how he got licks. I like how the whoop is called a lick.
A lick.
In 9th grade ag class that broke the teacher's paddle. It just boggles my mind that teachers had paddles when now they're not allowed to do anything.
You can't raise your voice to a kid.
No.
You can't raise your voice to someone in basic training.
I was just about to say that. They have these things called stress cards. I had to sit down like, what? I've had an open-handed slap across the face from a drill sergeant for saying what? And this is back in '89. Now, I'm feeling stressed.
Can you believe that?
Sam says, congratulations come when your children show you some respect.
It's a long time from now, but it's
now, as somebody that has had kids grow up, have they come to you? And I'm assuming you were pretty consistently put up guardrails for those guys that they bounced off of, and time to time you had to remind them, straighten your shit up, right? Have you had that moment yet where they go, "Hey, Dad, you were right"?
Oh hell yeah! Because my oldest has 2 boys, and my daughter just had her first child. So yeah, they're like, that's
I get it.
Kids change everything, right?
Yeah.
Kids change everything.
All day long. I said, now you see what I was talking about? They're like, yeah, I get it. But then we laugh because now they're literally doing the exact same thing I did to them to their kids. And I said, you're doing what my grandmother and mother did to me, to you guys. So but that's why I told my son, I said, you guys are the next generation of common sense kids. You're raising, because if you're believing in what we believed in, and now you see all the entitlement and all that other crap going on, you're not going to allow that to happen to your children. So we got to skip a couple generations for the next round of common sense kids that were grandparented by the kids of the 70s and maybe early 80s to kind of get it.
Yeah. It's a scary time to be raising kids that are now going into elementary school, into the public school system, and I wonder how much of that entitlement comes from inside of the school system.
You got to think about your influences. Once you left your pop's house, once I left my mom and grandmother's house, we cussed. Like, I had a filter that came on. As soon as you walked in the house, no cussing, angel. You walked outside the house, and mother this, F that, whatever. It was the outside influences of the world, but actually, they're not even outside anymore. They're right here. Think about this. TV. You didn't even see a handgun on television until after 9 o'clock. Now I turned on Batman or Gotham, whatever that show was, came on at 7, and click, somebody's head was getting cut off. But our kids are numb to it. It's not a big deal anymore.
Yeah.
With video games and all that other stuff, kids have seen so much now that my son at 7, don't nothing faze him. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So the outside world that your children experience when they leave your front door, that's 45 miles an hour, way faster than what's going on inside. So that's what you're dealing with. How do you control? You can't control what they get exposed to.
Right.
How do you guide and make sure they have a proper understanding of what they get exposed to is the key. How do they process it? Birds and bees. When was the last time you heard somebody say, let's talk, I got to have that talk? Shit.
No, they've seen the birds and bees in action at 4th grade.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing. When some boobs come on TV, Oliver goes, oh, there go those things again. Now you know when I can look at. He gets it. We've just lived, the internet and the world has literally influenced everything into a different zone to where we got to kind of readjust our game plan.
Susan Kirby, you see what Susan puts in there? Both Susan and Frank are tuning in. Hopefully they're smoking a cigar on the patio right now. I look at my boys and I realize I did a couple of things right and a couple of things wrong.
Well, you taught them to appreciate bourbon, so that's good.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, you said this. We're raising a kid. How did you put it? The next
generation of common sense kids.
Common sense is, I think, it's kind of an interesting concept right now. And the reason I say that, I just heard something that made no common sense. You guys are getting on an airplane tomorrow, right? Going to the trade show. What do you have to show when you're getting on the American Airlines? When you show them your ticket, what do you have to show them to get on the plane?
ID.
An ID. I just heard tonight that these illegals are coming into Mexico. They go into this building that nobody's allowed to go into. They're let out. They're taken in a bus to down to the Southwest Airlines, that area way down south. They're being put on a plane, and the TSA will now accept your arrest document as proof to get on the airplane. So common sense and logic has lost its footing because somebody could come in and go, I don't have an American driver's license, but here's the ICE document that shows that I got arrested, and they're letting them get on the plane. Just heard that tonight on my way over here.
So how much conformity is happening in the world? Like, so what's the benefit, or what's the reason, or why are things being bent and changed around like that? I don't want to go politics.
Yeah. No, I don't either. But
I'm trying to understand it.
Yeah.
But they actually this reporter followed these people to the airport in Harlingen, down in Harlingen, Texas. Southwest flies down there, and they were flying to San Antonio and Atlanta. They weren't flying them back to Mexico. They were flying them to San Antonio and to Atlanta. And they got on with their ICE document that shows that they got arrested.
That they're not supposed to be in the country.
Yeah. I just got arrested.
I will take one flight for free,
yes.
please.
One flight for free. Do I get peanuts?
No. Too many kids are allergic to peanuts, so we went to pretzels.
That's true. I didn't know there was a peanut allergy until I was 40 years old. I saw kids eating peanut butter. They were shoving peanut butter down their face the entire time I was in grade school. But now apparently you can't serve anybody anything that's a nut.
Yeah, peanut butter and crackers is gone because that was the joint. The cheese crackers and the peanut butter, or the regular crackers and peanut butter, that was the joint.
It's to a point where it's so far, even when I brought cookies to the kids' school, they're getting to a point. Yeah, they open it up and she opens up the deal and it's a mixed variety of these awesome cookies, but then one of them has macadamia nuts. She's got this little thing. And I really love the school, but she's like taking this little pen. Oh, are those macadamia? I'm sorry, you got to take them home. Like, Jesus Christ. All right, well, I'll take them home.
Yeah,
I
like them.
Use for them.
I like them.
7 kids didn't get cookies. Her fault.
Yeah.
My fault. I didn't know.
I didn't. But I don't think about that. Maybe it's because I'm insensitive. I don't know. But nevertheless, it's a different world we live in, and it's always changing.
So the funny thing about the world today, like you said, the 15 minutes, and you said the opinions and all that stuff, like, I have a disease. It's called TikTok. And when I'm watching it, but now the caring thing, like people that just, that have to, they think they have the right to just impose upon you whatever they think is correct.
Right.
And it's like either that them people have been there forever, or now it's being known, but it's just like people just have no sense of common sense. They just think, hey, I don't know if you're delivering, Instacart or DoorDash or whatever. I've never seen you before. I'm a DoorDash delivery person. Let me through. I got to get somebody their food. Well, you're not going in until you tell me who you are. Just silly stuff.
But that's entitlement. That's entitlement too.
And then they run across the wrong one and they get their head cracked open and they wonder, why did he do that?
That's entitlement as well. I think that's just...
Doesn't give you the right to crack your head open, but it's like...
Sam coming in, just on the peanut allergy deal, he said drinking out of water hoses prevented peanut allergies.
I think that would be the cure for the common cold, too.
I probably would have
because it's probably sitting in some kind of chemicals you sprayed on your yard.
Ain't nothing.
You probably had the grass accelerator, weed eater thing sprayed to it. You had Roundup attached to the hose. You had it sitting in the bucket of water that you washed your car in. So there's plenty of stuff on there that'll kill most every COVID.
But if you knew, you drank out that hose, because if you went in the house, you were stuck in the house for the rest of the day.
Yep.
There wasn't no in and out. That was it.
Oh man, it's definitely a weird time, but I think we find ourselves in a point where we need to adapt and take it in. There are certain things we can't flex on, right? But there are some things we just have to learn to adapt and overcome.
Well, it's more of evolution. It's evolved from this to that. If you look at my world of music, hip hop, when it first started, it was one thing. I remember when my mom used to play Prince and stuff like that. My grandma was like, "That boy's the devil," and all that sexual and all that craziness, whatever. And then rap came. Oh my God! The first time I pulled up playing 2 Live Crew, my mother came unglued. And it was, I'll never forget, I put a house speaker in the back of her car. I wired a house speaker with the amp, put it in the back of my car, and I took it, and I drove up, and she's like, who's all that booming? Whose car was that? I was like, that was yours. She's like, you got 12.5 seconds to get that crap out of my car. And you was playing, hey, we want some. I was like, but Mom, she's like, nah, NWA, all that stuff. So that was called crap to me. So now the music my kids listen to, and I DJ and got to forcibly play half this crap. It's crap to me, but to them, it's music. And I have to stop and accept this is where music has evolved to.
But can we take a moment and realize that we have a savior in pop culture and pop music? Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Bruno, that Silk Sonic album?
Yeah.
You tell me that can't just breathe a little bit
Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, but I tell you who else has done a great job of it, and you wouldn't believe it if I said it. It doesn't matter the type of crowd, if it's an R&B crowd, if it's a country crowd, if it's a rock crowd, if it's a pop crowd. If I play Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton, everybody in the room is down with it.
Yeah,
like
you're
there's
right.
just certain things that just you forget what it is and it crosses over. So we do have some. Luckily, we do have some things that have a common thread. They're very far and few in between, but we do have a few things. Tennessee Whiskey, doesn't matter where I'm at, I can play it.
Let's hop into a question here. And this question was actually submitted by Leo Stegin.
Yep.
And correct me if I'm maybe you can
So
take
this
it
will
run
be
with it.
this is you've been here so we every Tuesday night we have a guest on and we talk about the big three. Do you believe in UFOs?
He's
Do you
already-
believe in Bigfoot? And do you believe in ghosts? We've heard that you've had the ghostly experience.
Which they moved up, by the way, but keep on.
So that's good news. I thought I had a ghost too, and then found out that it didn't do very well in the rat trap.
Big
But it fought it. I think it was going to get it, but it didn't get its head out in time. So Lee brought up a great one. Money is money doesn't matter. You got all the money in the world. Who do you have come play at your birthday party?
Oh, hell.
Live.
Alive? Dead or alive?
See, I spun it into dead because I figure if you got enough money, you could probably bring some of them back.
Okay.
But,
Okay, so you're going dead or alive.
Let's do this exercise and let's see what you guys would. Who would you bring in? Money's no
I want to hear
object.
from the audience first. 'Cause I
Dead
have
or
no
alive?
clue.
Dead
I
or
have no
alive?
clue.
We're agreeing on that, right?
I think we do an alive concert and we do a dead concert.
Okay.
Yeah,
First is alive.
alive. So Bizzy being a walking music encyclopedia.
This is
This is
This
the
is
hardest
hard
one.
for you, isn't
I
it?
think you got to go first.
very hard.
See, it's hard for me too.
Gary Morris, Tom motherfucking Petty.
Yeah, I would.
Tom Petty.
Whoa, there's some good ones coming in here. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Let them answer first because I'm totally.
Evan's a big Dave Matthews Band fan.
See, no, Evan spun me back to where I was thinking more contemporary. But, of course, money being no object, I'm going to have this party in this badass place.
Live.
I already know what you're going to say.
No, you don't.
Really? Are you going to throw a loop at me?
I'm going to throw you for a loop. Pink Floyd.
Word.
Pink Floyd.
Word.
Because if you get the right room, Pink Floyd would be awesome.
Okay, so that's technically
Wow.
alive.
Yeah.
Is everybody alive from Pink Floyd?
Stevie, everybody, I think
they're still
around.
kicking. Yep, they're still pink.
Don't nobody say the Rolling Stones because they're alive and dead. They're walking zombies.
Oh man, for
All the deads, I mean, people got the dead stuff
yeah,
blowing in. But
Frank Tomaszewski coming in was sublime for a party. That could be a good one for a party. But I suppose technically that would
this
be
is your party. Who do you want?
dead and alive.
Dead-
Keep them coming in.
Dead
guys.
for me would have to be Prince.
See,
Dead for me would have
that's-
to be Prince. Just because that party would last for 7 years. He has so much damn music that even it's not just Prince. And every time I've seen Prince perform, it was probably one of the most amazing things I've ever saw.
Yeah.
I could have went deeper than that, but I'm thinking the word party. So I know that's somebody that could have turned it out either way, and just anytime he would have, as soon as you heard the first couple of licks of the song, everybody would have lost their mind.
Yep.
So the reactionary, the whole, I remember where I was when this song came out.
Yep.
All this, all that, and like Purple Rain, that was like I was in 8th grade, and that was like life changing. Moments.
I'm thinking if I'm going dead, and I'm picturing the environment that it would create, something cool, quaint, in a good location, I would go Sinatra. I think Sinatra, I could picture, and just that whole, I could just picture the Rat Pack.
Yeah, it's a cool vibe.
It would just be a cool vibe where
And
everyone could just
it fits
enjoy.
what we do.
Right. It could
exactly
fit into what
you do.
we're doing, right? I wouldn't have to change. It would just be the coolest thing ever.
Why
I'm
not?
going dead as Rat Pack. That's where I'd go.
So you're going dead Rat Pack. You're dead
King
Prince.
Blouses. Brian Johnson, welcome. Glad to have you.
So
Well played.
I'm going to throw you guys a curveball on this just because I can't make a decision. But I would say that I would have 3 people on the ticket. And,
this is cheating. now.
Okay, so the 3 people on the ticket. Now here's the thing. I just don't know the particular order if I want to warm them up and kind of just get them in the zone and then ramp the thing up. I think that's the way I'd go. I wouldn't want to bring them down. So I would start just piano and John Lennon.
Okay, good. I
And
like
then
that.
so that gets the crowd. Everybody's getting their drinks.
Holy
They're
shit, is
eating
that
their
John Lennon?
They're eating their caviar tacos. They're doing all that stuff, right? Then I got to come in with Prince. And Prince is going to take things, get the volume up, make sure that all the lights are working, make sure the speakers are right, and then I'm ending it with Michael Jackson.
See, I wanted to say MJ because my son is in the MJ phase right now. But if you did Mike, then you just have to do the victory tour. You have to bring all of the Jacksons. Even Rebe. Rebe ain't had number 1 record and she's weird, but just bring all the Jacksons. The whole
Might as well bring Janet.
Bring Janet, even have Joe in the back with a belt waiting on them to get off stage. just have all.
Joe be back there going, did he pay us yet?
Yeah, exactly. See, I was ready for you to say, I was ready for George Clinton to fall from between your legs.
No, you know what? When I talked to Lee, when we went through it, this was a deep thing we were doing on the golf course the other day, and I went George Clinton for a living.
George Clinton is
But
living. Okay,
but
that's
what kicked me back to that was I would love to see Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
Okay, so alive is George Clinton. That's not even that inconceivable. That could probably
he'll probably end up here in the next year.
Yeah, for real. I have no clue alive. I have no clue. It's just too many. It's not enough people that would impact me. Like, I gotta have this person here. Maybe I'm just numb to it. I don't know anybody alive.
I think what I would take is I would go nostalgic because I picture the party being fun, being friends, being homies, the whole deal. So I would picture a couple people that everyone would jive about and really enjoy. One would be Montel Jordan. And the second would be Nelly Country Grammar. Picture a party with those two.
I've actually read that before.
Yeah, I'm sure the people that are on my alive list you've already not only seen but hung out with.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe Snoop Dogg would be a good one. That would be one turned up party.
I think Snoop would be. He's a lot more funny than Nelly and them. I mean, just they're the semi-entitlement type. I mean, I don't know. I have no clue who I would say from modern day. I really.
It's funny how many people here that jumped in had the dead wrapped up, but the there's less live coming in.
Yeah, because.
Okay, so while you think about that, I want to turn this because I thought about it earlier today, which is bucket list cigars. Okay, so what I mean by that is not the cigar you would smoke as part of a bucket list, but think of something conceivable or not that would be the perfect cigar experience, full stop. What would your bucket list look like with a cigar in hand?
So would this be even things that maybe aren't real conceivable. Just again,
Picture-
I'm going to write you a check for whatever you want to be able to do this.
This is you. You are in your final moments, and you are picturing your heaven. And your heaven, of course, has cigars in it. And that heaven that makes you excited to go, I'm okay leaving because I know I have this happening. That could be one direction. Okay, that's the inconceivable. On the conceivable part, what is the best living experience you can think of happening right now smoking a cigar? I know that's two different, completely different roads.
So what would yours be?
So mine is conceivable because I really want this to happen.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Have a cigar with Bill Burr.
Yeah. Because
And it could.
did you see the text?
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden you're 6 degrees of separation.
We're 1 degree of separation from Bill Burr right now.
Yeah.
And I want to smoke a cigar with Bill Burr like you wouldn't believe. And it's potentially conceivable. And that could be... Gunter Steiner would also be a good guy to smoke a cigar with. If I can
You're
bring
a
it up.
half a degree away from that one.
I got a text from that.
Yeah, I think that you're a half a degree. He may be driving F1 next year.
Maybe.
He keeps
I am way too slow for anything competitive.
I would smoke. I wouldn't mind an entire afternoon of nothing but sitting down at the 40/40 Club and smoking a cigar with Jay-Z.
Whoa.
Because it's not even about the music now with him. He's growing up to understand the business, life, evolution. Like, when you go from selling drugs and your music has even evolved with you, and now that I'm seeing you're talking about property, ownership, pride, how to be whatever, that's the not even to pick his brain, but to have a conversation. I would like to have a conversation when I'm not trying to learn how to get ahead, but just to have a conversation. That's how you get ahead, because you learn from somebody's natural conversation, but to be in his habitat, in his environment, that's who I think my bucket list cigar would be with.
Jay-Z.
Okay, so mine...
Are you
going
with Ron? Are you going with Ron? Ron say it.
No, well, close. I'm going to take it to the next level. I'm saying play a round of golf with Tiger, Steve Harvey, and Michael Jordan, and smoke cigars with those guys for 4 hours.
That would be interesting.
Tiger can ride in my car.
That would be interesting. Don't let him drive.
No, he ain't driving.
Don't let him drive.
No. Keep both feet in the cart.
That's a good bucket list. That's a really good bucket list.
And if I could only play with Tiger, now what I would like to do, I think would be cool as shit, and it would defy all the rules of golf, is be Tiger's caddy for the Masters, but lugging around his bag, smoking a cigar, walking down the fairway.
You wouldn't want to do that.
Oh, I'd do that in a second.
You'd walk around carrying stuff?
Well, I'd tell him to take some shit out of the bag because it's heavy.
Yeah, he only needs a 9-iron.
No, hit a 9-iron putter. That's all
Probably
you
do
need.
it for his son here in the next year or two, because he's just as dope as his dad.
Yeah.
He's going to be on tour early.
I got 99 problems, but this cigar ain't one. Hey, Evan Hurst, what's happening? What's happening, everybody?
JD just says cigars, hookers, and blow.
Yeah, I mean,
Of course.
you gotta have goals.
Yeah, but for $500 you can make all that happen tonight. I mean, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, we're trying to achieve something here, JD. I mean, I know Paris isn't. Yeah, I'll leave.
The good news is that I'm sure Tiger, Steve Harvey, and Michael Jordan are all watching the show, so they may be calling in here pretty soon.
And Bill,
yeah, Bill Burr.
Yeah.
He's watching.
Billy Bag of Donuts.
Yeah. It was funny when I met the Scotch guy tonight. The Dalmore Scotch guy. He's like, we shake hands and he's like, "Are you guys Industrial Cigars?" Yeah. He goes, "You guys have some show that comes on like every Sunday morning. I always get the notifications." I go, "Well, no, it's actually on Saturday." I go, "You must drink a lot of your stuff." And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, he watches Saturday at the shop."
Right on.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. We're going to Vegas tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be what they call a full day. Boy, I hope we've got to make the flight. We got to make it happen.
It's going to be fun. I already know what's going to happen. You're going to see this red car and this white truck doing 180 miles an hour on 35 going to the airport or whatever road, the 120, whatever.
No, we're getting out of there early. We're getting out of there early. We're making that flight.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not
we have
missing
nothing
Vegas.
to check, nothing, whatever. I got to pack tonight.
I got to pack tonight.
We start at 9 a.m. tomorrow, so tomorrow
we have
gonna be
a 9 o'clock, a 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, a noon.
Do we?
A load, a setup for a trade show,
So
I literally a flight,
kiss my
a
wife
trade
goodbye
show.
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just knock that off the list.
Yeah, I dropped the dog off this afternoon and went, I'll see you on Friday. It's tomorrow.
And then when we get there, we have a dinner
to
An Elliott dinner.
Yeah, an Elliott dinner to get her ass to sleep, to get up for a long. Woo.
I did not. I seriously. I stopped. My last meal today was at 3 o'clock. Today, I'm not eating until tomorrow night. Because there's no way that I can have anything. You can't eat a peanuts allergy. And go to dinner with Elliott. The last time we went there, y'all. When I'm saying that. The Last Supper had nothing on this meal that we had. Like, it was just so much food that you couldn't breathe.
I just want to throw this out there, and I will give a cigar to someone who gets the closest to the number of plates of food we ate in our meal at the top of the plate.
6 people?
Okay, so there was 2, 3 of us. Elliot. 6. There were 6 people that ate one dinner in one sitting in one room. How many plates of food of tapas do you think we ate? Whoever comes the closest, single answers, will win a cigar. Mm-hmm. Fire those out.
It was a redonkulous amount, so I'll help you.
I have photos. I wish I had
Billy
those
comes
so I
in
could
strong.
see.
It's 72.
72.
You think we're crazy?
39. 54.
We're close.
That's
You guys are going. Just think bigger.
money, no object.
Think more.
18. That's conservative.
Have you
That's
ever had a
thinking
meal-
3
No, you guys-
plates for everybody.
When we say this number, you're not going to believe us, but this is the 100% truth.
Yep.
You ever had a meal and you left and you were in severe pain? Severe pain. And then, was that the night that we went walking like 12 miles?
No, that was the
afterwards?
next night. That was the next night because we were.
No,
so
you walked
full.
home from the tapas place.
We did, but then we just walked for miles after the next night because we were so full.
We just had to walk.
Yvonne comes in with the 111. Frank comes in with the 97. His first guess was a 118. His first guess was a 39. The first guess is what counts here.
Pray for 39.
He's just doing a countdown now.
Yeah, he's just-
he's like doing the $1 on The Price is Right.
107 is JD Marr's first. 111 is Yvonne's first. Ooh.
And for those of you that were saying, like I think it was Frank the Tank when I said caviar tacos. So we had several plates of the finest aged pork where they literally carved it off the leg of this black hoofed pig. That was the taco shell, and then they had caviar with gold flakes on it, and you would fold that up. And
That was one plate.
Well, we had several of those plates of that.
Okay, so I think we got our guesses in here. Bizzy, do you remember how many plates of food it was?
Do you not remember me being asleep in the corner?
Here's what I remember. I remember you being full. I then remember you being upset.
Oh, upset.
I then remember your vest being unbuttoned.
And then where did it go?
And then it was on the chair behind you.
Yeah,
You took the vest off. There were 4 phases of Biz.
I blanked out 3/4 of the way in, so no, you got to answer this.
They had a Spanish breadstick that came to a point like a pencil that could have been used as a wooden stake to drive it through the chest of a vampire.
Yep.
And I picked it up and I stabbed Elliot as hard as I could with it,
'Cause he
and
was
it
mad.
created a lot of pain because I was genuinely pissed
He kept bringing food
because he
out.
kept ordering food.
And then this dude had the nerve to say, we went outside, smoked a cigar, and said, now let's get dessert. And everybody almost assaulted him.
He's a dickhead. So what was the number?
97 plates of food.
For 6 people. JD Marr's You win. I'm putting a cigar in a bag, in the pickup, in the vault right after this. The next time you're in, there's going to be a cigar waiting for you. Just tell them it's in the vault.
No, Frank ran over and asked Begley or somebody.
Yeah, he had it down.
Yeah.
He probably heard us.
Yeah.
97 plates of food.
Mm-hmm.
It was enjoyable. Then we got to about 37 plates, and I'm like, please. Like, it got to the point, I remember everybody started yelling at the waiters when they came in.
Yeah.
Just stop!
Get out.
Do you bring something else in here? I swear to God, I will kick your ass. And the guy was serious. He knew I was done messing around, and the dude was seriously like looking, but he's paying the. So do I? And it's like, we will kill you if you bring that food in here.
Get it out. So tomorrow Thursday we're going to Wing Lei. Wing Lei is the Chinesiest place outside of China that exists. You're gonna enjoy this place.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duck.
You like duck?
The duck is
Peking duck.
I love that.
Oh,
There will be at least 3 on the table.
yeah. There will be a
Whole ducks.
Are they gonna do like a Christmas story and cut his head off right in front of you?
It's you're gonna like this.
It is unreal.
So we are going to go look at some cigars we already know, some cigars we may not know. Get see that just
Yep. Trade show time.
trade show time.
You guys are going to go talk to all of our current manufacturers and go try some new stuff, and you guys are going to wade through a bunch of bad cigars. Believe it or not, there's a lot of bad cigars out there.
That's why
we
you're not
have
going.
to wade through them. Just done smoking
What
bad
I
cigars.
would say is find a way to post a video from last year's TPE so people can kind of see and understand the process that we're about to go through and see what it is. That would be kind of cool.
That's a really good point. You guys keep talking. I'm gonna drop the link down here so you guys can watch it.
Yeah, it's great job of capturing what the show was, but
It was a learning experience for me as well, just to see what it is and who actually puts effort into what they do and who does not.
yep.
Curating a humidor is a huge thing. I mean, especially when I go in there and I have no clue what to smoke, not because it's too much good stuff. So how do you actually, what's the process of figuring out what goes into a humidor? And it's a perfect size. So that's the education I got going to TPE last year, was the learning about relationships, learning about different things. Because you did see some guys that literally say, hey, we started a tobacco company Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we're
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Yep.
It's like, no, thank you. And then you see some guys that this is generations and generations and generations. This is what we do. It's just a lot of education and what it takes for us to end up where we're at now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we're getting there. We're getting there. We'll learn how to do this one day, but we couldn't do it without all of you guys coming in and joining us. I mean, truly, this is a good time. This is a time we'll always look back to with great endearment.
This is one of my favorite scenes of Dumb and
I know.
Dumber.
We should. Okay.
So we're on Dumb and Dumber, and this is
This dude,
This is when
he
just,
pelts the.
and then he tackles her down there.
she hits him with the snowball.
my
He
God.
just pelts her right in the face.
You know what, but this is like people like this on TikTok. They like people watching other people watch things, right?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. There's a child named Ryan who's a multimillionaire from years ago because he opened up toys on YouTube.
Yeah.
And now his parent has his own cereal, has his own toy line, has his own show on Nickelodeon because he sat there and unboxed toys for other kids to watch. And my children watch people unbox other stuff, which I'm cool with.
Yeah.
Because I ain't got to buy it.
But I was watching, I saw a couple of these where people were unboxing toys on YouTube, and they had 5 million views.
Unboxing is a thing.
It's crazy.
Unboxing is a thing.
We should unbox like a box of Cubans to show what that looks like. I am going to Mexico. I'm going to Mexico in about 3 weeks. I'll grab a couple boxes, and we'll do in a future episode. We'll unbox a real box of Cubans because they have a Habano Steeler there.
They have.
And we'll unbox it and show you what a real box of Cubans look like.
I'm
when it's
excited for
open.
you to go to San Miguel.
Yeah.
I've never
It
been
looks
there.
cool.
Yeah, we went to Guanajuato, which is I won't bore these people, but I think you're gonna enjoy it. That's gonna be fun stuff. Yeah,
I'm sad.
We're staying in a 500-year-old church.
Oh, so we'll,
Yeah.
we'll talk about the big three again.
The hotel is called the No Name Hotel. It has 6 rooms, and it's all rooms in this church.
where we went
I know that's haunted as shit.
in Guanajuato.
Hell no.
Yeah, the big three is coming back
Hell
strong when he
no.
goes back. Guanajuato is just the town of death, and it has
great.
Okay, so this is the first place Ali and I went together. There are 3 places we went. She took me to a mummies museum where there are real mummies of people in Mexico who did not consent to this, that they dug up and put into a museum. I about got sick.
Well,
because the mummy wrap, that all goes away, right? So if they didn't wrap it real good and they did a real Mexican job on it, you just see old decomposing bodies.
Yeah.
Okay, number 1. Number 2, the Spanish Inquisition, or there was a time where if you weren't a specific type of Catholic, they killed you, but they tortured you first, and they still have the chambers underground. You go down and see all of the torture chambers. That's also there.
Haunted.
In the main staple in the town square, they have this whole monument. There's 4 busts of people. But then what you realize is these were people who went against the Spanish, and the Spanish chopped their heads off and put them in the 4 corners of the building and hung them from the building with their heads.
So you're looking at the real heads.
So you're looking at a bust of the head that was hanging off of there when the Spanish chopped their head off. That's all. Those are the 3 things that I wanted.
And you're going to go stay at a church.
Welcome to Frisco, Texas.
Yep. So that's that.
Yeah, and I'm staying at church. I bet you it's got a basement in it. And you know what's funny is my wife, I've never really heard I've never asked her the big 3, because she usually will laugh at me or think it's stupid.
We should have her on the show.
The first thing that I said, we're staying at this 500-year-old church. It's only got 6 rooms. She goes, it's haunted. I mean, it's got to be haunted.
It's got to be.
You're going to see a chupacabra for real.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So with that, we got to get ready to go to Vegas tomorrow. Watch what happens coming from Vegas. Be sure, tune in on Saturday at the shop. We'll be back.
Tired.
Baggy eyes and everything.
Yep.
And we'll be ready to rock. But
we'll be ready to rock.
We love you and appreciate you keeping the dream alive.
That's it?
That's it. Biz, you want to sign them off? Pops, you want to sign them off?
There you go.
Biz is the radio superstar
yeah.
and guest.
Man, my sign off sucks. Goodbye. See y'all next week.
What do you got? Pops, you can do.
Thanks for coming in to Cigar. Listen to this. Watch the. Thanks for coming in and watching us at Cigar Talk Live. It's Tuesday night. We hope that you enjoyed your trip to our lounge so we could do this together.
See? Okay, I'll memorize.
All right, we're out. Peace. Adios.
I was like, damn.